So someone shouted me yesterday and asked me to do a question for them. Before I actually go in and do the question, I just want to highlight that they have the right attitude towards their education. They're being proactive, they're searching for the answers. I would put money on that person that they're going to do well in their A levels. But without further ado, let's do the question, right? The last exercise question from chapter 10, I think it is, which is connected pulleys and stuff like that. So here we have a connected pulley, and they tell us that P is 0.5 kg and Q is 0.4 kg. And they basically want us to work out the equations. So working out the equations is quite straightforward. We know that there's tension that's connecting them both, and because P is heavier, we know this one's the system's gonna go down this way, and Q is gonna go up by some length, right? So if P is the one driving if P is going down, P's weight is 0.5 G. Okay, and Q is not going down, but I'm just gonna draw its weight. Its weight is here, and it's 0.4 G. But T would be pulling that. This tension would be pulling Q up because they're connected, and P would be pulling it down. Okay, so straight away we can write down the equation for P. That would be 0.5 G, because the weight is the driving force, minus the T. This is the resultant force. This is the resultant force. F is equal to ma, guys. And this is equal to the mass, which is 0.5 times by a. We don't know what the acceleration is. Okay, and then we've got the equation for Q. So I'm going to do T, because T is the one that's pulling Q up, subtracted by 0.4 G by the weight. The weight is the thing that's slowing it down, but the tension is ultimately pulling it up. This is the resultant force for Q, is equal to M, 0.4, M is the mass, times A. Then they're going to ask us to find out T and A. So A, this is simultaneous equations. What I like to do personally is I like to get this part over here. So I know T is equal to 0.4 G plus 0.4 A, and plug it into this one. Okay, so it's going to be 0.5. I'm just putting down this equation here. And then minus 0.4 G plus 0.4 A. Yeah? And that's going to be equal to 0.5 A. Expand the brackets, you're left with 0.5 G minus 0.4 G is 0.1 G, is equal to 0.9 A. So we know that A would be 0.1 G divided by 0.9. This can be written as G over 9. G over 9. That's A done. And then to work out T, you just plug A into this formula. Okay, so I'm going to write down T is equal to 0.4 G plus 0.4 G over 9. We don't even need to use a calculator. I prefer keeping everything in G's because that's the right thing to do. It just makes life so much easier. Yeah? But feel free to use a calculator to simplify. But I'm going to take out 0.4 G. So it's 1 plus 1 over 9. This is going to be 0.4 G times by 10 over 9. And you can write that as 4 over 9 G. 4 over 10, the 10 and the 10 cancel out. You're left with 4 over 9 G. So this is the first part. The second part gets a bit mad. I'm going to do that in another video. But basically, we're going to calculate what happens when the string breaks.